Welcome to Kentucky Horsepower, the official podcast of the Kentucky Automobile Dealers Association.
Hi, and good day, everyone. This is Jason Wilson with another edition of Kentucky Horsepower, the official podcast of KADA. And joining me today is our very own Sarah Bishop, our in-house attorney here. Sarah, thanks for joining us today.
Always fun to be on the podcast.
Right? I mean, so here we are, folks. What we're talking about today, and you can tell by the email, we want to just give you an update as far as where things stand as it relates to the electronic titling and registration piece that we've been working on and talking about for years. We introduced it earlier in the year as far as we're going to start piloting it. We've done some piloting, but the big news today is, and it started really in August, early August, was the fact that now all 120 counties in Kentucky are on with this capability. So Sarah, let's talk a little bit about what does that mean and why is that a big deal?
Sure, that's a huge deal, both for the dealers that were part of our pilot program and for dealers that are just coming on, because it means that they can submit electronically to any county in the state. So before this, you could submit to any county that had been part of the pilot program, but that was very limited in number. So now, and because we know that dealers need to be able to do that, to send a lien to McLean County, to Pulaski County, regardless of what area they might be in, being able to send that electronically to any county in the state is huge, because it opens up so many opportunities to do business with customers, because we know that they come from all 120 counties.
So this is a big deal, and it's what we've been working towards really since the spring when we started with this pilot program. And I want to take a moment just to thank the dealers that I'm not going to identify them all by name because there's a number of them, but needless to say, a number of folks stepped up, a number of them on our board involved in the KDA leadership, and opted in to be a pilot program and really give this thing a run through and work in concert with their respective county clerks. And it's really gone well. There were, like anything, any new rollout, there's initial hiccups. We all know about the KAVIS rollout, end of last year, first part of this year. We experienced nothing to that degree, I will tell you. But we did have, a few things that we expected, right? And that's why you have a pilot program. But that program now is really, we're at the point where we are concluding now. We have, throughout the course of the entire summer, there have been updates as far as the types of transactions, the number of transactions that you can do. Again, as Sarah mentioned, with the 120 counties now being all on board, it's really opened things up, right? So now it takes us really to the final point that we want to make on this brief message to you all today, is if you have not started the process to sign up with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet and to be able to do this electronically, now really is that time to do that, because we are moving forward and there is a queue, there is a little of a bit of a ramp up. So Sarah, talk about that. What does that look like as far as, I'm a dealer, I've been sort of watching this, but all right, let me go ahead and register and get signed up so I can get my store involved in this.
Sure. To sign up, the first thing I would do if I'm sitting in my dealership is submit the application to the state, because that is really where the slowest is likely going to be, because there's, everybody's filtering into one place to process and approve applications. So that application is available online. It is available in emails that KADA has sent out, and I am happy to send it to anybody that needs it. Email me, sbishop@kyada. I'll be happy to send it to you. That application and submission of the $150 application fee is the first thing you want to do. The second thing is get in touch with V2, because that is the entity that's handling the dealer side of this, to make sure that you have their software so that you can electronically input the information. So you'll want to reach out to Zach Newsome or Stephanie Riddle with V2. I've got their contact information too if anyone needs it. And once you're signed up with V2, they'll come in and do a training, teacher title clerks how to use the system. It works with your DMS system, so a lot of that information is going to automatically import. So it speeds up the workflow a lot in that sense. And once you have done that, they'll get you ready to go, all the things that you need to get started. One of the advantages to this, in addition to not having to travel to all of these various counties, is you get this turnaround a lot quicker, usually by the next business day, because the clerks can go in, look at things electronically, input information, and approve or reject an application a lot faster. Now, they're not as fast as they could be yet, but they will be. And it is, I think a lot of people, and a lot of clerks in particular, got a little bit gun shy after KVIS, but the ELT system has been a lot more successful, nothing near the challenges that they saw with KVIS. So I think ultimately it will be a smoother process. One thing I want to note, and it's something I get the most questions about, is that there is a $50 fee per electronic registration. It's not for your dealer assignments, which can also be done electronically through the ELT program. That, by statute, that $50 fee is to be passed on, and it's to be called an online system transaction fee. All right, so that's what you're going to put on your buyer's order. It has to be passed through to the customer. That's the statute. So a lot of people get a little anxious when they see that fee, but that's not a dealer fee. That's a customer fee. V2 is rolling out their implementation of this by region. They have started in the far western part of the state this week. So when you sign up with V2, they'll kind of let you know and give you a sort of time frame in between now and middle of September, I believe, where they can get you onboarded and really moving with this thing.
So folks, now's the time. We are really excited to be in this place where it's actually happening. Again, there are a number of dealers that are doing this as we speak today. And as Sarah mentioned, some of the benefits here is just the speed in which these things can be processed. Perfecting liens is important. Before there were a lot of concerns with that 30-day bankruptcy timeframe, the federal bankruptcy laws that requires that 30-day limit in which that needs to be done. Now, through this process, it's a game changer. You're not going to have those issues now. So the key is, as Sarah mentioned, get the application in, start that process so you can get in that queue and move forward. We're going to have the appropriate contact information and links sent with this podcast in the email that we send out to you. But as always, feel free to reach out with any questions. But the time is now. Go ahead and send your application in. Get ready to go so you're able to bring your stores on and just finally be able to run much more efficiently and effectively as is happening throughout the country. Sarah, any final words you want to add on?
No, we're 20 years in the making with this thing, and we're excited to see it finally come to fruition. And reach out to us if you have questions or need us to help you get in contact with any of these folks.
All right. Well, thank you all very much. That'll conclude this edition of Kentucky Horsepower, and we'll keep you posted as always as things progress. If there's any changes or updates that you need to be aware of. But thank you all for your support, and we look forward to continuing down this pathway to modernization, electrification, as we're talking about electronically titling and registering vehicles. So thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.